Okay, so good morning, everyone, and welcome to this final training session on open science and science with and for society. It is a pleasure to meet again Mr. Ángel Delgado from the University Pablo Olavide of Sevilla. And this final session will have a more practical character, and we will talk about how to work with that open data repository, in this case using mainly Zenodo, which is the one we have chosen for the repository of the Alliance. So it could be helpful for all of the partners in the Alliance. Those of us who already has a repository and those who will have a new repository alike. So I hope you will enjoy it, and I'm sure that all the explanations and the tips that Angel will provide us will be much helpful. So Angel, floor is yours, and thank you very much again.
Okay, thank you very much, Ernesto. Hello, everyone. In this morning, we are going to have a presentation about Zenodo. Zenodo is an open access repository developed by the CERN that allows researchers to deposit, preserve, and share any type of research-related content for free, including data sets, scientific articles, software, presentations, and more. Zenodo is part of the open air infrastructure, integrates with other tools and other possibilities that allows to data and other materials to gain visibility and digital preservation, digital preservation. Okay, using Zenodo, researchers and also librarians gain access to an easy to use and widely recognized platform for open access research deposition and access. Some of the key advantages include, for example, compliance with open access policies and funding requirements, allocation of DOI identifiers to ensure citability and content persistence, integration with other services and repositories to increase research and visibility and impact, and management of copyright and licensing to control how content is shared and used. In this case, we are going to use Zenodo inside a community, a project community. We are going to see how to create this community and how to manage this community from the point of view of the librarians as managers of the communities. A community on Zenodo is a digital space where members can collaborate, share, and access content related to a specific topic, a research project, or an institution or an alliance. No, in this case, it's an alliance. In the context of a community, or in this case, in the context of an alliance, a community on Zenodo can serve a centralized repository for research produced by the community, the different communities of the institution of the alliance. To create a community, of course, is free. It's free to create this community. We are going. I'm going now to share with you my screen. Please a moment. We are going to share the screen and open Zenodo. Okay. So to create a community, you must the first step is to log in it or to create an account. Okay, to create an account, you can do that. For example, filling different information about you, your username, full name, affiliation, email address, and a password. It's a simple registration. Or you can use some other ways to to sign up in the repository in the application using other users or other accounts. For example, from GitHub, from OpenAir, or from ORCID, no, from Open Researcher Contributors ID. Okay. I have an account in Zenodo, so I'm going to log in it using my ORCID. Okay, using my ORCID. I'm going to use the same user and password that I have in ORCID. Okay, I'm now inside of Zenodo, and now I'm going to create the community. Here in this area, we have the place where I can begin to create the community. To create it, I'm going to use this button, new community. The first thing I must to write, I must to indicate is the name of the community. In this case, for example, we can use I don't know. For example, we can use a fiction, no, a new name. For example, Orange University. Okay, Orange University. University. Okay. The second thing I need is an identifier. The identifier is a part of the electronic direction, the electronic address, the URL of the community in Zenodo. Okay, so communities, for example, Orange. Okay, this will be the URL direct to the community when the community is created. Okay, so we have here the settings of the community. The name we can include here a short description of the community. For example, something like this is the repository, or see the repository, or the data, no? The data repository for researchers and staff from Orange University. Okay? University. This repository includes datasets, data management plans, scientific, no, related scientific literature, related literature, and more. Okay, it's a brief description, a short description of the repository of the community. Okay, type. In the type, we can choose between a topic community, a project community, an event community. In our case, it's an organization community. Okay. They are now asking us for the website of the organization. Orange University dot edu. Okay. And they are now asking us for the name of the organization because they are going to look for in the ROR registry, in the research organization registry, this directory, normalized directory of organization that allows to have for each one persistent identifier. Okay. So, for example, we could use one of these. For example, I don't know, or Orange Friends, for example. Okay, we can suppose that this one is our institution, our university. Okay, okay. In case of projects, we can choose now project or alliance. In our case, is an alliance. We can choose now, for example, ours or custom funding information. Okay, we can look for example, hours between the directory of hours inside of Zenodo, okay? Or we could, for example, include the name of a funder, for example, European Commission, okay? And inside European Commission, we can include, European Commission, European Research Council, for example, okay? We can include our information, the number, the title, and the electronic address, okay? It's only a possibility. It's not necessary. It's not mandatory. We could include also subjects, the main subjects of the project. In this case, of the main topics, of the organization of the alliance. In the same sense, we could look for we could search keywords and subjects in the directory, in the Zenodo directory. For example, I don't know, natural sciences. Okay, Zenodo is using Euro SciVoc, right? This controlled vocabulary. Okay, to allow us to search and to find information using controlled terms, no controlled controlled subjects. Okay, natural science, for example, and for example, sociology. Okay, and I don't know, for example, archaeology. Okay. No? Okay, this is optional. Okay, is not mandatory. In this step, we also can select and include a picture. Normally, usually a logo or similar from the organization. No. We could search for an orange. An orange, for example. I don't know. This one as our image, no representative image of the organization. I don't know. This one logo. This one. Okay, this is the logo of our organization. to uh, 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 to save the image here, logo, okay, and we are going now to upload this picture. This one. Okay. Okay. So we are going now to save the configuration. Okay. Okay. Here is our information, the information of our organization. Okay. We need to work on the review policy. The review policy includes two options for managers, okay? Commonly, usually for librarians, okay? Review all submissions means that everyone could send that data sets or publication or so on to the repository, to the collection, but all the all the uh, all of them must to be must to be reviewed from librarian, from the management of the collection. Okay, in the sense or with the objective to see if all the information and all the data and metadata is correctly assigned not to the submission. Okay, this is the maybe the best option when we are working with researchers with little experience in the use of repositories or with the see, with the practices of share the information in this type of software. Okay, and the other option is to open the possibility to deposit directly to those that have an account, okay, in our collection, not an account in Zenodo, but an account in our collection. Okay, curators, managers, and owners to publish without review. Okay, without review. For the other people, for all of them, always must be must uh, must be a review uh, before the final submission, before the final publication of the object, commonly the data sets or the publication, and so on. Okay. In our case, we choose review our submissions. Okay, and now we save changes. Okay, we have also the possibility of to have two public pages, okay, to explain some basic information about the collection. The first one is about curation policy. We must explain to our community, to those people that want to use our community, our curation policy. For example, in this collection, you can include those data sets from funded projects from funded projects unrelated, for example, related to scientific publications. To do that, you must uh, you must ensure that you have the copyright, okay, the copyright of the data, and that you sorry that you have anonymized anonymized I think it's here is it the data in case of necessity, okay. Is absolute necessary sorry to describe data using metadata in the way we explain in this guide. No, we can, for example, include no the link to the guide. No, how to describe data. ¿Vale? Punto. Okay. No, this is could be a brief explanation about curation policy. No? Okay. We have the possibility to use also an about page, no, explaining the sense of the community and the scope of the community. No, in this community, this community includes all the scientific production of the researchers from the Orange University. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. We are going now to save the changes. Okay. Okay. And we have here now this curation policy and the about page. Okay. Okay. More members. Who is or who are the members of the community? For now, and the only member of the community, it's me. Okay. From this page, we could send invitations to other people, okay, to other people to be part of the community, okay, to become a member of the community with different roles, okay, with different roles. We have four main roles. The first one, the simple one, is reader can view restricted records. Yeah. Okay. There are there are in this case these people, the person who has this role has a, a bigger or bigger possibilities from people that only have an account in Zenodo. The people who has only an account in Zenodo only can view these deposits, the deposits of the data sets or papers that are public. They can view metadata, and in the case of these are publics, they could view the documents of the data too. Okay, but only in the case that publications or data are public. If data or publication are not public, okay, they can't view, but readers in our community can view if we invite them, and if them have an account in Zenodo with this role for our community. Okay, so this is the basic, no, the basic role in our community. We have a second role, curator, that allows member to view restricted records, but also to curate records. Okay, these people could edit metadata and files if necessary. Okay, if necessary. The managers also could manage members. For example, managers could invite other people to be reader or to be curator. Okay. Finally, the owner has the full administrative access to the entire community. Okay, is the people with the main responsibility about the collection. Okay, usually there are one of two owners, no more. Right? The number of managers that we need, it could be, for example, one, two, or three for little institution, for little universities, and a number of curators, sorry, depending on the size, mainly on the size of the institution, and depending on the number of submissions in every week, every month, or every year, no, and depending of the task, no, of the amount of submission, of the amount of work for these people. Okay, so once we have decided who will be the reader, the curator, and the manager, we could search for them if they are Zenodo users. Vale? For example, somebody named, for example, Susana. Uh, we have, no, some people with the name of Susana. Okay, and from here we can choose the name. Okay, or different name, different people, Susana, Harry. Okay, this one, for example, or somebody named I don't know, Ernesto. Okay, Ernesto. Ernesto, Ernesto, Ernest. Well, Ernest it's okay. So we have the names, we have the role, and now we can write the text of the invitation, right? Of the invitation. Okay. From here, we are going to send the invitation via email to these people, and they could accept or decline the invitation. Normally, we can talk with them before to send the formal invitation, no, and to ensure that they are going to accept the invitation. Okay, so in this moment, these people become to be members of the community, and members with any with some role, or with some responsibilities and duties. Okay, so more things, requests. Now the requests are empty because nobody had have sent or has done a submission to Zenodo and to our community. We are going now, if you want, to do a submission of a data set to Zenodo and to our community. How to do that? It's very, very easy. It's very easy to use Zenodo to do that. Going to the main screen of Zenodo. We are inside Zenodo. We have login Zenodo previously. And from here, we are going to do a new upload, a new submission. In a very easy way. The first thing we have to do is to upload the files corresponding to the object. The object could be a dataset, a publication, a presentation, and so on. In our case, it's a dataset. So we have here the different files of the dataset. We have 4 files. These files are command separated values 1 are something like that, okay? 4 of them. And we have also a README, a file with text explaining the structure of the database or of the different files of the dataset, okay? The structure, the way the data were collected, the name of the people with responsibility or with duties in the data, the date, I don't know the file type, and so on. Okay, we are going now to upload all of them in this way. Okay. We have now the 5 files here in the template of the submission. Now we are going to fill the different the information. They are the information describing the dataset. The first thing we have to fill is the digital object identifier. They are asking us if the submission, the dataset, has already a digital object identifier. For example, if the object, in this case the dataset, was in any other repository or was published before, it's possible that it has another DOI. If is this case, so we have to include it here. Okay, if we haven't added for the submission, simply we choose no, and now we have the possibility to get for free a DOI. It's very, very, very important because 2 things. First of all, because with the DOI we are making the object citable. Okay, we have a persistent identifier that allows to other people to refer to our dataset in a normalized way. Okay, and because having a DOI, having a persistent identifier, we are or we have a way to preserve information for the future, and a way to be in the context of the FAIR principles. Okay, to do verification with the data set we are now archiving. Okay, so here we have our DOI. Okay, our DOI. Okay, now they are asking us about the resource type. We can choose between a big catalog of different types of documents or scientific documents. Okay, publications, of course, but also software, a video, workflow, models, lessons, poster, presentations, images, and in our case, this is a data set. Okay, data set. We have now to fill the title of the dataset. For example, information about European cities. Okay, European cities. Okay. In this point, we could have titles, for example, to add an additional title, ¿vale? An alternative title, a translated title, a subtitle, or of other. No? For example, subtitle, mayors, location, and population of European capitals. Okay, this is a subtitle in English. Okay, in English. In English. British English. I'm looking for British English, but I don't here. Okay, so publication date. Yeah, this is this is today, but if we want, we could modify, we could change the publication date, for example, for tomorrow or a date before, if we want. Okay, if we want. Okay, in this point, we may include information about the people involved in the data management. Okay, this is a very important point, because we always uh, tend to indicate the authorship of data to the same people that have the authorship of the papers related to data, but this is not always in this sense, in this way. Sorry. Okay. In most of projects, the people devoted to 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 work with data is not only sorry not always the same people that use data to make research, okay, or to use data to write scientific papers. So we have here the opportunity to give credit, to give or to put these people, no, in the main place, or to put these people in the correct place about the work they have done. Okay, so to add creator, or to add people, or to add people with responsibility in the data management, we must to use this button and to complete the information about people or organizations. Sometimes there are organizations with duties or with responsibilities in the data management. In our case, we are going to include information about people. Okay, to do that, we have two options. The first one is to include manually the information, no, the name, sorry, the family name and the given name of these people, right? Including some persistent identifier, for example, the ORCID or ISNI or GND. Okay, if we have this number, this identifier, we could include here. Okay, we could include the information about the affiliation of these people. In my case, Olavide, Universidad Pablo de Olavide. Okay, it's here. And it's very important, the role of this person in the data management. ¿Vale? For example, I could be only the contact person, okay? Or I could be the data collector, the data curator, the data manager, the distributor, editor, hosting institution, other producer, project leader, project manager, project member, registration. Okay, we have a big list of possibilities of different roles to assign to the people who work with data. Okay, we must to use the correct role in each case. Okay, in my case, I am the data curator, for example. Okay, in this point, I can save as another or simply save. Okay, if there is only a person or an only person with responsibilities in this data set. Okay, this is the first way to do that. The second way to do that is searching for people, okay, searching for people in the Zenodo directory or in the ORCID directory, in the Open Research Contributor ID. Okay, for example, I could look for me in ORCID. Okay, sorry, my second surname. Here, I'm here. Okay, it's me, and automatically all the information is filled in the form. Okay, all the information. Okay. No problem. Okay, save. Okay. More description of the data set. ¿Vale? This data set is about the research the European cities research, blah, 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 blah. No? A brief description of the data set, talking about the content and the context of the creation of the data set and the use, no, or the uses of the data set. Okay, a description. We can also include an additional description if we want, if we need. Okay, for example, an abstract, a formal abstract, or talking about methods or serious information, a table of contents, etc. Okay, in different languages. For example, we we could include metadata in different languages if we want or if we need. Okay. Okay. Description. Okay. Licenses. This is the moment. This is the point where we need to choose which license we are going to attach to the data. Okay, we need to choose now the way in which other people could use our data for their own research. Okay, so from here, from here, we have the possibility to choose one of the recommended licenses or the possibility to search for a specific license. Okay, depending on our necessity, we choose the correct one. In this example, we choose Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 International. It's a very, very, very open license. Okay. Here we could have other contributors with different roles, not the main roles, ¿vale? But other roles, other responsibilities. Okay. We could include some keywords to increase the discoverability and the visibility of the description of the data set. Okay. Using natural language or using this thesaurus, this controlled vocabulary, Euro SciVoc. For example, urban geography, social geography, cities, smart cities. It's not properly, but it could be good. Urban studies, for example. Okay. Language, ¿vale? Languages of the object, of the documents, ¿vale? Spanish and also English. Okay. Okay. The dates of the data set of the data includes in the data set. For example, aquí, sí. Okay, sorry. To okay, the type okay of the data in this case the date of the collection of the data. Okay, and if you want we can include a brief description of the date. Okay. Okay. The version, ¿vale? The version, for example, number one, okay? The publisher, if we have an institutional publisher, for example, Orange University, we can include here. Okay, so if we have some funding for the data, no, for the research, we can search to include here. Okay, we can search the name of the funder and the name of the funding. Okay, and include here. Okay, with two different options from the catalog or from free text. Okay. Another identifiers, if we have another identifier for the object, we could also include here related works. For example, if the data set is related to a publication, okay, here we can include information about this publication. For example, is published in continuous has metadata in new version, so part refers by reviews obsolete has part is documented identical variant describes has versions compiled by preview original requests metadata from version references. For example, it documents okay the paper published with that identifier. In our case, in our example, with this DOI. So if we have a publication related to this data, okay, for example, this one, and the publication has a DOI, a digital object identifier, for example, this one here, okay? We must to include this DOI here, okay? And to inform about the resource type. In our case, this is a publication, okay? Journal article, okay? Okay. And here we can include the reference of this related document, okay? The reference. I think it was this one, the reference, this information, okay? Here, okay? In the case of software, we could include information about the software, the others in the repository, the programming language, so on. In the case of publication, it's not our case because we are dealing with a data set. Okay, but in the case of publication, the publishing information, in the case of conference, the conference information, and so on. Okay. Finally, we could include information about the main fields. We could include metadata related to some specific scientific files, okay? Specific metadata for this type or data sets, okay, that needs, for example, includes information about taxonomic council label or taxon rank or about sex or about I don't know, film, or so. Uh, as you can view, these specific fields are all from the domain of biodiversity, the diversity of audiovisual core. Okay. Okay. So these specific fields, metadata specific fields, only applies in some specific cases. Okay. So when we finish including the information describing the data set, we can have a preview. Uh, I'm looking for recommend information. Recommend information. Sorry, there is a problem with the format of date. Okay, so the preview, it will be something like this. Okay. Okay. The different files, the preview of the different files. Okay. And the metadata here. Okay. Subtitle, related works. Okay. The date of collection, the references related to the data set, the citation of the data set, including the information about the authoring, title, publisher or editor, the DOI in different bibliographic styles. Okay. The resource type, publisher, languages, keywords and subjects. Okay. And the information about the community. The community. Okay. For now, this record is not included in any communities yet. This is the message. So now we are going to include this data set in a community, in this case, in our community. To do that, we're going to look for our community in this tool, orange. This is an option, okay? Or just here in my communities. It's easier no? to do from here, okay? Orange community. We are going to select this one. And now we are going to publish, okay? Oh, sorry, to submit for review, because we choose no that all the submissions to this community must be reviewed from the managers. Okay, so we are going now to submit for review. Okay, we accept the conditions of this submission. Okay, and now the managers have received an email informing and a notification informing that there is a new submission to be reviewed. Okay? How to deal with that is very, very easy. We must only open the submission. Okay? And to review all the information, the data files, and the metadata. Okay? We could, if we want, if we need, we could write or comment, no, write to to the people in charge of the submission to inform, for example, that there is an issue or there is a problem with data or with metadata, or, and any other thing if we need or if we want. They could respond to these communications in the case it's will be necessary. Okay, if all the information is correct, we only must accept and publish. And from this moment, this data set, this submission will be included in our community, and everybody could see the submission in Zenodo and of course inside of our community. Okay, and in this point, the cycle of the deposit of the data set finish just here in this point. Okay, as you can see, it's very easy to use this app, to use this tool, this repository, Zenodo, to have a collection including all the data sets, all the data and information and publication from an organization or from, in this case, an alliance, no, a group of organizations that have a part in an alliance. Sorry. Okay, it's very easy to do that. So I am now reading the message in the chat. It's possible to create in Zenodo dataset metadata without any file attached. So I think it was possible before, but if you want, we can try to do that now. For example, in our submission, record preview, not preview, but edit. Here we can, for example, delete erase the different files, and with that, okay, we try to save that. By the moment, seeing that it's not possible to do that, so it's necessary to include a file inside it inside. For example, we could include only a text file, no, a README text file with some information about about the data set or about the place where the whole data set is deposited. It's available, no, outside Zenodo, for example. I think we could do that. Okay. It's possible to automatically import DOI records from an existing. No, I'm afraid, Helen, this is not possible. In my experience, it's not possible to do that. To collect, no, to collect information or meta information, no, metadata from other repository using the DOI. It will be a read thing, but in my experience, it's not possible. We could investigate it if you want, but I think it's not possible to do that. To do that. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so thank you very much. It was very informative and enlightening. And indeed, that's I think we did a good choice by choosing Zenol because it has flexibility and possibilities that will allow our alliance to put all the data there, and also it would be also possible to grow up in the future by slowly populating with data that are already available in other places. So thank you very much, Angel. It's been a real pleasure, and thanks again also for this training session, which I think has been very informative. And thanks to all the colleagues from the Alliance that are watching this online or offline. And I hope this training session has been of use to you, and we can use the information provided, especially in this final practical session, to slowly grow our repository that has been recently created as a community in Senado. Thank you very much, and it's been a real pleasure, Angel. And I don't know if you want to say anything to our colleagues. It's just say goodbye and farewell, and I hope we can count with you in the future.
Okay, thank you so much for your invitation and also for your attention. And I hope to work together in the future if you want. Okay, thank you and bye. Have a good day and have a good weekend.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.